Hi, it's Miss Castillo, and I'm back with another read aloud. This book is called An Extraordinary Egg, and it's by Leone, and it's got really fun illustrations. Do you know what kind of animals this animal and this animal, what those are called? They're both amphibians. This is a frog, and this is a salamander. Okay, let's read to find out what happens. Oh, and look at this fun title page. It is filled with rocks. I wonder why they chose to do that. Does that give us a clue about this story? Here's the title page. An extraordinary egg. I see some eggs there. On Pebble Island, Pebble is another name for rock, there lived 3 frogs, Marilyn, August, and one who was always somewhere. That one's name was Jessica. Jessica was full of wonder. She would go on long walks way to the other side of Pebble Island and return at the end of the day shouting, "Look what I found!" And even if it was nothing but an ordinary little pebble, she would say, "Isn't it extraordinary?" But Marilyn and August were never impressed. Something that's extraordinary means it's outside of being ordinary. It's special or important. So there's Jessica. One day, in a mound of stones, pebbles, stones, and rocks all mean the same thing. They're all kinds of rocks. One day, in a mound of stones, she found one that stood out from all the others. It was perfect, white as the snow and round like the full moon on a midsummer night. Even though it was almost as big as she was, Jessica decided to bring it home. I wonder what Marilyn and August will say when they see this, she thought as she rolled the beautiful stone to the small inlet where the 3 of them lived. An inlet is an area either in on a lake or in the ocean where the water comes in and is kind of inside the land a little bit. That's called an inlet. "Look what I found," she shouted triumphantly. "A huge pebble." This time Marilyn and August were truly astonished. Shocked. "That is not a pebble," said Marilyn, who knew everything about everything. "It's an egg, a chicken egg." "A chicken egg? How do you know it's a chicken egg?" asked Jessica, who had never heard of chickens. Marilyn smiled. "There are just some things you know." A few days later, the frogs heard a strange noise coming from the egg. They watched in amazement as the egg cracked and out crawled a long, scaly creature that walked on 4 legs. If it's scaly, Miss Castillo is wrong. This is not a salamander, and it wouldn't be an amphibian. Amphibians don't have scales. They have smooth, kind of wet, moist skin, not scales. So, I think I might have another prediction what that animal is. Let me start again. They watched in amazement as the egg cracked and out crawled a long, scaly creature that walked on 4 legs. "See," exclaimed Marilyn, "I was right. It is a chicken." Doesn't sound like a chicken to me. "A chicken!" they all shouted. The chicken took a deep breath, grunted, gave each of the astonished frogs a look, and said in a small, raspy voice, "Where's the water?" "Straight ahead," the frogs cried excitedly. Is that a chicken? It is not a chicken. It's also not a salamander. Do you have a prediction what kind of an animal you think it is? I do. The chicken threw herself into the water, and the frogs dove in after her. To their surprise, the chicken was a good swimmer and fast, too. She showed them new ways to float and paddle. They had a wonderful time together and played from sun up to sundown, and so it went for many days. Then one day, Jessica was somewhere else. August and Marilyn saw a commotion. A commotion is kind of a disruptance going on, something going on. A commotion in the water below them. Someone was in trouble. Quickly, the chicken dove into the dark pool. August and Marilyn were frightened. After a few long moments, the chicken reappeared, carrying Jessica. I'm all right, she called. I got tangled in the weeds, but the chicken saved me. From that day on, Jessica and her rescuer were inseparable friends. Means they could never be separated. They were so close. Wherever Jessica went, the chicken went too. They traveled all over the island. They went to Jessica's secret thinking place. Look like best friends, don't they? And to the Great Pebble Monument. The size of that rock. A monument is like a statue or a very special place that it commemorates or represents something special. It's a monument. One day they went to a place where Jessica had never been before. A red and blue bird flew down from the tree. Oh, there you are, it exclaimed when it saw the chicken. Your mother has been looking all over for you. Come, I'll take you to her. They followed the bird for a very long time. They walked and they walked. They walked under the warm sun and the cool moon, and then they came upon the most extraordinary creature they had ever seen. It was asleep, but when it heard the little chicken shout, "Mother!" it slowly opened one eye, smiled an enormous smile, and in a voice as gentle as the whispering grass said, "Come here, my sweet little alligator." And the little chicken climbed happily onto her mother's nose. "Now it's time for me to go," said Jessica. "I'll miss you very much, little chicken. Come visit us soon, and bring your mother too." Did you predict that it was going to be an alligator? Jessica couldn't wait to tell Marilyn and August what had happened. As she neared the inlet, she shouted, "Guess what I found?" And she told them all about it. And do you know what the mother chicken said to her baby? Jessica asked. She called her my sweet little alligator. "Alligator," said Marilyn. "What a silly thing to say." And the three frogs couldn't stop laughing. That's the end. See you next time, friends.